Welcome guys, I have been extremely busy this week with the plasma cutter. Maybe gone a little bit too far. Good morning, it's a Sunday morning. I've put 4 videos up for you this weekend, and my decision on that was I wanted to whet your appetite on where I was heading with this, because at the beginning this must have looked very radical and with the attitude of I don't think he can pull this off, I'm fed up with this guy, blah blah blah. No, I needed to get that bit done to show you that my belief in where I'm heading will work. So the preliminary investigation of what I've done. Don't that sound posh? Oh, I don't need to talk about his butt. Yeah, okay. Well, we've experimented as best as possible, and I believe this is going to work. Because I need to get this a little more stiffer and a little bit more symmetrical. Don't quite know what's gone wrong, but if you check out the nose, something has twisted. So I need to put back the bracket, or a bracket should I say, that I removed from here. I am actually debating at this point in time, because this is so mullered, of cutting that all out and making up a piece of alley, bead roller, rivet all the way around, and then make up a new stiffener of some description similar to this one that can go back in, because obviously shape's changed. That don't stand a hope in hell. I can't get it exact, but I do believe I can get it fairly close. I mean, we can do that, and we can put that one in there, and we can make a joiner there. We could do that, you see, because nothing has changed at these ends really. It's just that width is gone. After many hours, that's what I come up with. Still a mess. You know, I struggled with that, when I'll be honest. I was going to heat this up with some gas and put that round. I really could do with a complete one, and I haven't got any more of that left. So I want to concentrate on the nose now. So I'm half debating about putting a steel plate under there and go from there. It's kind of what it looks like from above. The rivets are a mess. Because there were spot welds everywhere, I had to put the rivets where there was no spot weld hole, because it was pointless, it wouldn't be holding. So unfortunately it didn't come out as neat as I'd like it, and I made that too short because on this side I got too close to the edge. Again, a bit of a mess, but who says rat rods have to be tidy? We'll have to start thinking about doing this front bit. I'm going to take those two out. They're only holding rivets at the time. I've also discovered we've got a bit of a problem going on with twist here, so I've got to try and find a way of hammering that flat to match the other side, so this sits where it's supposed to instead of buckling up. I think that's pretty solid down that end. I mean, don't get me wrong, that look a right old mess, but it just needs to be strong at this point. There we go. All this bonnet needs now is a wire brush down, but since I did this on the English wheel, which I'm rather pleased with, my first ever attempt at stuff, I have now kind of decided that that horrible line down the middle has to go. So at some point when I stumble across a piece of alley that's got what it needs, I may even put a bead through the centre. That whole strip is going to get drilled out and a new strip is going to get put in, because my belief is it's needed. Unfortunately, circumstances are I'm working with old stuff, and in the heat of a shed that's just so ruddy hot in here sometimes, this is how it came out. I'm quite pleased with that, even if it's a little wonky, but I'm pleased. We'll put that in there just for extra reinforcement. We've got a piece of steel under there. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I don't like the metal work that I did at the back, but it's strong, and that's kind of what I need out of this for the moment. Wow, that's the bull bar back on temporarily. I just wanted to see where the bonnet would sit, and my bonnet is huge in comparison. However, there's not a lot I can do about it, because if I cut it down again anymore, it becomes even more narrow and even more troublesome to fit. If I'd have known it was going to be that much of a problem, I would have changed that radiator and got a smaller one to fit the area better, and cut that bonnet down at that end instead of slimming it. But there you go, that's the errors. I did say I'd make a mistake somewhere, and there it is. Well, we've had a bit of a play with this morning, and we've cut a new line, and this time I've actually put heat on this area here with a G-clamp. I didn't clamp, I was a bit stupid really, but I managed to bend them down so they fit around that curvature a bit better than what they did before. As you can see, did the same on this one. So now I'm left, because I've had to raise it higher, that's gone wider at the top, which has upset this completely. What I should have done from the very outset is put that bull bar on, put this on, and I should have cut that bit down and brought that downwards instead of cutting it down the middle, because that would have just been better all round really. Oh well. You know, I've never done this. It's kicking me hard. So my plan was to cut through this panel, drop it down, but no, I got the original panel there. I've now remembered what this was. This was actually originally a bonnet that I used to extend it out to there to make the bulkheads all flat and flush. I want to change that motor anyway, so it looks like we're going to try and go back to the original Morris Minor design of bulkhead, which is here. So that means all of that lot there has got to be cut off and reworked. Well, now that we have cut it back, which is the reason why I cut that bonnet back a bit more, I wasn't quite getting it down far enough, so we'll put a plate in there and we'll weld it all up and we'll rebuild all this bit here. I have extended my workload by tenfold. I am not happy about it, but there's not a lot I can do about it. If this bonnet is going on, and it's the bonnet that's going to make this project, isn't it? So I had no choice really. Okay, so guys, we're not going to get that any better. It's finally flush at that end anyway, and we can make this work here, not an issue. The middle, that's a bit of a pain, but we've got a big aluminium strip underneath, and that is what is preventing me from getting that down. Now if I was to squash this down physically, it's going to lift these areas up and cause me more aggro later on. So I think we're going to live with that, and what I'll do is I'll wire brush all this muck out here, and I'll make a separate panel that can go in just under that lip, come out or come out to there and there to blend that in. I think that's going to be the only answer. Right, so that's as far as I can take that for the moment. I think now what I need to do is sitting down, thinking things through. Right, what is next? I think I need to establish a height on that radiator. So I'm going to take those bolts out at the bottom that I put in very badly. I'm going to take the whole frame out. We're going to drop the tow bar off. Now we know where that's sitting. Take the bonnet off, lay that up for the moment, and we're going to build a box steel frame around that radiator, so that nasty cowling I made is coming off. Because we need to set the height at the front. We are going to have to recut again, but you can see it ain't perfect, so we've got room for one more line. We can rest it on that edge. That line in here that I cut, we'll leave that well alone, because every time I put it on there and draw a line, I always seem to end up with that. We'll leave that alone, we'll recut, and hopefully this time with the new height, because that line will go that way, we can go from there. In fact, thinking about it, this we don't even need, because we're going to be joining to the bottom of the original scuttle that this car had. Okay, so I framed off the radiator. It's made it even wider now, but there's not a lot I could do about that. I couldn't put the steel behind because the pipes are all in the way, as you can see, so that was the only spot for it. It's raised it a slight amount. It shouldn't be a problem. I've been sitting down looking at this thing for close to 2 hours now. It still ain't made my mind up. I how I'm going to do this. That's that bloody grill. That's what's upsetting everything. Those lines will be difficult to recreate in aluminium. I'd have to make about 3 stages of panels and rivet them together. I ain't happy about that, but that may be what will have to be done. Oh, excuse me. Still don't know what to do about that bubble. So you can see what I was saying about just going off square at the front. So I'm sitting down and I'm having some lunch. Peanut butter and red beet sandwiches. Can't beat it. Put in the comments, guys, anything you can think of that goes well with peanut butter. I've already heard about jam. We don't need to do that one. That one's exhausted, or jelly, as some of you guys like to call it. That has to be brain food. That's gone, and I've now got it. I know where I'm heading with this now. Can't get any. I'm still struggling, but this is what I come up with. We'll cut those out and we'll make a panel to go in here. I'm going to build the grill first, and the reason for that is it will give me some lines to work from this side, and then I can then get the plasma cutter out today when I chop that, and then I can deal with all of that, and then I'll know where I'm heading. I will have to make. We've had a bit of a rethink. Well, we didn't rethought, we just redone it, because I've now measured under here and I found that the circle that I was going to cut out here started way in here, which isn't going to work for me or anybody. So I've left a little lip there. I'm hoping this will just sit slightly higher than the steel, so when I do put a skin on there and I fold it over, it will sit almost flush with that. Then what I want to do, and I think this can only be achieved with flat steel, is we're going to have to run a piece of flat on the inside edge, or a piece of angle or something, tilted, and drill a hole. In fact, angle might be the better option if I can bend it. Here you go. Slit is cut. Not great, good enough. Left a gap. That was an accident, but it's useful because now I can put flat in there and work my way around. We put the angle on the end. We shaped it to where we think this grill is going to go, and I'll tell you what, that ain't all that bad. I'm quite happy with that. Good idea. Now, I'm going to make up some cardboard templates for these corners, but the rest of this will get sorted out in the shed with some of that metal that I bought, and I'm just literally going to fold that over at an angle. I may not even put any shape into it. I might just fold it around. I'll have a go, but it all depends how they come out first. If we can get a natural curve going and do what we did here in that area there, great. We'll see if we can flow that round, but I don't think it's going to happen. This is about as close as a template as I can get. There's the first one. That took about an hour and a half to bend to the cardboard shape, and I don't think I'm done yet, because I may have to just hammer along there up from underneath. But I'm a little concerned about wrecking the shape. That was meant to be flat, but looking at it now, I'm not too worried about that, because when I follow down to here, I can curve the top, but I can then straighten it out as I go down. My biggest concern though is this side, because the radiator frame has twisted when I welded all that up, put too much heat in it, and it sticks out too far this side. So I've got to put a ratchet strap this side, pull it back, but the problem is I can't put that on that side till that's been done, and I can't do the pull bit until I put the first bar in over there. So today I'm just going to fill in that side and probably get the plasma cutter out, take out all of the rubbish over here, shoot down the yard if there's enough time, and get myself a piece of angle, and then I might weld that first bar in place and then put a second one in here going across to meet to a triangular shape, and then I'll make another piece of tin to go in this area here, which shouldn't be too difficult. I've just pulled it out with a screwdriver. I've dollied it as best as possible. I could definitely do a little bit of improvement there. There's a dip there. To be honest, I don't look too bad. It's still terrible, but yeah, I'll just have to try and duplicate what I've done that side. I am not filling it. I don't want filler around. That's another row done. Okay, I am so pleased with that. It is starting to go the way I was hoping. I was pretty fed up when that bonnet came undersized on the grille, but with everything considered now, I'm actually quite pleased about it because I think it looks better and it gives that front a bit more shape and separates, well, will separate all of that metal from the grille, so it'll look, I hope, separate components. Now when I come to, I think this is going to work. I forgot to take the speaker out, didn't I? I've absolutely destroyed it. Never mind. So the seals are still in good, reasonable condition, and that corner there lines up beautifully to there. So we'll cut that out tomorrow with a grinder, because I couldn't do it with a plasma cutter because it's full of filler. So we'll wire brush that all out, get rid of all of that area there, and we'll cut along that line, go down, and then we'll go down the yard, get some angle iron, and we will make a start. Okay, I'll be brief because of copyright issues. I've done a join there, there's a piece of 5" there, there's an overlap there, there'll be a bolt run through there, there'll be another piece come out here, go down to there with a piece coming out there, maybe another support here, there'll be a skin go over the top, same bracketry will be put here, but what I won't be doing is filling in this whole area today. I don't have enough time. I've got a job on tomorrow, which means I'll be away all day, and at some point I want to upload the video, so I'm going to go as far as I can today, and then I'm stopping until Monday, and then we'll pick this up then. Okay guys, this is it for the week. I can't do no more. Busy tomorrow. I'll be busy uploading video tonight and possibly tomorrow evening, depending how much I get done today. And this is where we are at this very moment in time. This week we have created a grille, nose cone, still got the centre of the bonnet to sort out, and some of those rivets ain't holding. We've bent a bar ready to weld in place. However, it isn't going in place just yet. It has lost its shape a little bit here. Not a lot I can do about it. I'm trying my hardest to avoid filler, but we are going to have to touch in with the welder here in places and try and get things just a little bit neater than what you already see. I don't know what I'm doing at the moment. I'd like to lacquer that metal up. I think it looks bloody cool on its own, but we'll see. So next time round Monday, we're going to make up the next piece that goes onto here, because that's the bit that all of this piece is going to be attached to, and that'll be bolted in to there. We've got a bolt and hole to drill here, so when we put this piece in, we'll bolt it in and all the way around, and then we'll take a piece of steel from here and bring it over to here. But before we do that, I want to get the door back on resting, or at least tack welded in place, so as I can start the angle iron shape here, because I just got a feeling from that line to here, that's where the angle iron is going to start. I'm not even going to follow the original shape of the door, to be honest with you. I don't really see the point in it. If I can get hold of some lorry hinges, those stainless steel hinges, I'll run them in on the inside edge. That'll be fine. It'll work. Now, I've got two choices now. I've got to make my mind up which of the two I'm going to do. If you see that line there, sweeping round, it goes right in front of that turret, through the centre and comes in behind, which means I'm going to have to cut a hole out here and then fill in at the back. I may have to do that anyway. However, one idea came to mind. Don't know if I'm going to do it yet, but I could effectively go dead straight now across to there, up and over, get past this point here, so I can bring it in at the level with the chassis here, bring it there, and have a bar come off here and go up at an angle. So when I do the wheel arches, I could actually fit, so I could bring this out here, look, to there, and then in, and then the wheel arch could actually be bolted to that inside edge, possibly. It's one idea. I'm not sure which of the two ideas is going to be more effective. Don't have a lot of steel to play with. I can only go so far with this until I have to put it down again. I've got to replace this because it's gone. I overcut that. I should have left at least that distant. So, but anyway, so I've got to put that back somehow with something. I don't know what. I'm running out of angle iron. So probably just about enough angle iron to do that piece and nothing more. I have found some galvanised steel 0.5 to do that other door with. Don't like the stuff, but it's thinner, and because I'm cutting the whole of that top door off, I can get that in the roller and roll it around a little bit if I have to. So I'm quite happy about that on that fact. I've got to get that speaker out that I've destroyed, which I'm feeling rather foolish about because it was a damn good speaker, but never mind. And that's pretty much it, really. Done the best I can with it. Rather pleased. We'll see where we end up on Monday. So next week is a new week. So with that in mind, I'll see you later. Thank you ever so much for the likes and any possible shares you have given me over the last few days, weeks, months, and all that. Very much grateful. Anything you want to say, put it in the comments, especially your sandwich ideas. I'd definitely like to hear that. Peanut butter, what do you bung with it? Totally unrelated to this little lot, but hey ho, I'd be keen to know. Catch you all later. You take care. Bye.